Spiritual bypassing. Everyone's doing it, but it is a big deal. So why does it matter? It's important because it's a seductive practice, but it blocks true transformation. It prevents intimacy and connection with God and with your own body. In other words, it's a practice that locks in trauma and sin and our false identity. Now, how it works is it's the act of thinking through spiritual ideas and practices or languages to avoid facing unresolved emotional wounds. Um, Another saying for that is like the truth of one's brokenness. So when we use it, everything happens for a reason, which is great, except for when you use everything happens for a reason to dodge your own grief. You have to feel your way through that. And use oneness to erase your responsibility for sins or wrongdoings or mistakes done to yourself, God, or another. And non-attachment to justify disconnection. It's counterfeit peace, counterfeit love, counterfeit joy, holiness. Jesus said it was like cleaning the outside of the cup while the inside was rotting. So what spiritual bypassing produces is repressed emotions that once they come up, they erupt in tears in my case, or passive aggressiveness, or depression, or even disconnection. It's also another way to look at it is like it's a performance-based faith that avoids the raw and humiliating internal work that is filled with grief and confession and necessary sacrifice. And when I say necessary, I mean necessary for the fruits of the Spirit, peace, love, and joy. It feels like freedom, but it's a counterfeit freedom. It's the freedom to float without that deep, connected, obedient, radical love of God. Now, I personally was raised by an extreme spiritual bypasser, and I learned this practice and used it liberally in my life. Unfortunately, unlike my sister, whose path was laid out for her in the medical industry, I needed to dig deep into my spirit to follow God because my path was uncharted. And I suffered the freedom to float without the depth of love that I really wanted in my life. And to this day, that haunts me. So I'm out to shift that. What are you out to shift by letting go of spiritual bypassing?